Larry, Las Vegas.
Well, New York may be known as the Naked City Mist, but...
Larry, Larry? Larry?
Oh.
Larry?
Oh.
You're on.
Gee, Dick, your voice has really changed.
Larry, Dick is not here today. Dick decided to take another 3-day weekend.
Oh. Who is this?
This is Miss Pamela.
Oh, I'll get right into it then. Well, from the entertainment capital of the world, Dick, this is your man.
Larry, Dick is not here today. This is Miss Pamela.
Oh. Well, this is your man in Las Vegas, Larry in Las Vegas, man about town, bon vivant, freebie king, close personal friend to the stars, and former memory advisor to H.R. Holderman. With my news, views, and all that stuff, of course, which I'll cut short. Well, I can definitely report that the Desert Inn is still under construction, Dick. Yes.
Larry, this isn't Dick. This is Miss Pamela.
Oh, just a moment here. There we go. Oh, I can definitely report that the Desert Inn is still under construction, Miss Pamela. It'd be
You got it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it'd be a perfect time now for them to book the carpenters. See, you're supposed to laugh usually when I have the material here. It helps me get through the report. Well, thank you. I passed by the Desert Inn. You're from New Zealand.
Of course I am. That's where we have the sheep.
No wonder you don't get my material. Well, anyway, I passed by the Desert Inn just the other day, and they had several flags flying in front of the building. I thought the United Nations had actually moved their headquarters out here, but it turned out that Howard Hughes went on another buying spree and bought several countries.
Larry, I thought Howard Hughes was dead.
Amazing what you can do with a handicap, isn't it? Well, there are constant rumors that the Landmark Hotel is being sold to this or that group, Pamela. In fact, I'm sorry, Miss Pamela. In fact, a committee has been formed to turn the Landmark into a condemned building. Usually you turn a condemned building into a landmark, but this was a... Well, you got that?
Yes, I got that, and I didn't laugh.
Oh. Well, you probably want to know who's in town, right, Dick?
I would love to know, and Larry, this is Miss Pamela.
Oh, well, you probably want to know who's in town, right, Pamela?
Yes, I do.
Oh, great. Well, a friend of mine came up Tuesday, and then there's those people from Des Moines. Oh, that's who's in town. Now,
my cousin came into town. Did you know that last?
Oh.
Yes, from Australia.
Oh. Is he in town here or in town there?
He's in town here.
Oh, well, send him up.
I will.
Now, for the actual stars performing in town, there's, of course, Frank Sinatra at Caesar's Palace, really killing the people there. Police are investigating. Another
I do have a laugh track. I'll get it queued up here, Larry.
Thank you very much. Anyway, he's there for a week or so. Alan King and Lola Ferrata are at the Sands. We have Casino de Paris, 78 at the Dunes. I don't know why I put the Sands there. I get my script wrong. Wayne Newton is at the Frontier. Rodney Dangerfield at the Tropicana. And, of course, Johnny Carson is at the Sahara.
Of course.
By the way, Dick, a lot of people...
Larry?
Yeah?
This is Miss Pamela.
Well, by the way, Miss Pamela, a lot of people don't realize that there are other attractions to Las Vegas besides the casino.
Tell us more.
Yes, for example, there's the Panama Canal. Millions of people visit it yearly. I always think that's great, coming up here.
Panama... Larry, you mean the Hoover Dam or the Boulder Dam?
Yeah, well, I always get them mixed up. I'm sorry. What's coming up, you ask?
I do. What's coming up, I ask?
Well, how's this for a lineup? The Manson family, Gary Gilmore, and the Hillside Strangler. Well, wrong lineup, sorry. Cheech and Chong are at the Aladdin March 30th. Mac Davis and David Benner at the MGM Grand April 3rd. Doc Severinsen and Charlie Kellis March 8th at the Sands. And, of course, Tennessee Ernie Ford at the Sierra March 5th for the dinner show. Well, that's it from the entertainment capital of the world, Dick.
Larry?
Huh?
I hate to tell you this.
Right.
This is Miss Pamela, Larry.
That's hard to break a habit. Well, that's it from the entertainment capital of the world, Miss Pamela. This is Larry Las Vegas saying so long for now. Oh, Miss,
Saying
how do you feel about the United States?
Larry,
Let me go to my room and just...
Larry, you're still on the air.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Goodbye, Larry.
Bye.
That was Larry Las Vegas. Now, let me try this. Larry Las Vegas. How about that?
And talented Mr. Pellegrini. Well, to know your future, you wish to know of your lives, and I want you to meet, first of all, Dr. Theodore Trianon. Hello. How are you? How do you do? It's a pleasure. Well, now let's go to the trunk area. There is no trunk in the Pinto. Mr. Whittington, I have looked over the situation, and I have come up with the following discovery. There is no trunk in the Pinto. That is absolutely astounding. We do have a small audience here. Do I hear a round of applause? Well, Mr. and Mrs. Pellegrini, I know that you're as impressed as I am. You have just learned from Dr. Theodore Trianon, author of the book, You Are Your Car Trunk, that there is no car trunk in a Pinto. Is that correct, sir? That's correct. Mrs. Pellegrini?
I agree.
Mr. Whittington, yes. By reading my book, you too can develop this perceptiveness. It's totally explained at the end of the book how to develop this method of discovery. Well, thank you very much, and thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Pellegrini, for joining us this morning. We now return you to our main studio.
Captain, beautiful. How are you this morning?
Oh, kid.
What's wrong?
Charlie horse. Ooh.
I got Charlie horse this morning, eh?
As you can see, I've got my tennis togs on. I
Yeah.
just came in from the courts up in Reseda there.
Uh-huh.
Darn, that hurts.
Yeah.
Rub that a little bit. I don't really play tennis. I was out there kneading the tennis balls with my hand.
Oh, that's right. You're very big into tennis ball kneading, and
Well, yeah, see, that's what strengthens the muscles and the dexterous digits.
that's true.
Marvelous manipulation.
The ones that have
Yep.
cured thousands of backaches, lower backaches, and pain that unfortunately pills cannot seem to do the job for. And you do this through the manipulation of your, as you call them, dexterous digits.
Yeah, marvelous manipulators. They do it. Just rub it a little bit here.
Oh, boy.
That's pretty well gone now. See?
Yeah. I imagine you can do anything with your fingers, can't you, Doctor?
Just
about anything.
Yeah, do anything I want to.
It boggles the mind at some of the things I imagine you can do with your fingers.
It really could. Yes, it
It really.
Did I ever tell you about one of my more famous patients?
No?
Yeah, Alan Bakke.
Alan, you mean Dr. Alan Bakke?
Oh, he's thinking of being
Well,
a
if not doctor, then Supreme Court Justice Alan Bakke.
That's right. Yeah, Alan, for the longest time, headaches. Headaches started back in about 1973. Headaches. He had these terrible headaches. And then the headaches developed into pain in his, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I got rid of the headaches. And yesterday, the Supreme Court got rid of the pain.
Well, congratulations, Dr. Barry.
That was it. Just manipulation, just eating,
yes,
and
indeed.
exercise, stretching, and then pulling, and no shots, no pills, no nothing. Just
You're recommending to many people who have tried other methods that they come in and you'll talk a little bit and maybe knead a little bit.
find out what the problem is and give it a go.
I understand that chiropractic treatment is covered by workman's compensation, Medicare, and most insurance policies.
That it is.
Oh, son of a gun.
Yeah.
Your number is 705-01. I'd have you write this number down, Doctor, but you're busy kneading your Charlie horse there, so I'll write it down for you.
Oh.
Dr. Barry Michaels, chiropractor. His number, 705-0100, 705-0100.
Thank you, Dick.
Thursday, I curse this day, gets in the way between Wednesday and Friday, goodbye day, one more day, but for Thursday I had such a good time. Good time, and I want to thank Miss Pamela McGinnis. And
I had a super time.
Joe Beautiful, the Harry Bush of Northridge, and sports, and,
I had a good time, what a time!
and our engineer, Joe Pooja, too.
See, Dick, a nicer time, a finer time, a nicer time, a good time.
Thank you, Kunta Kinte Barrikoff, Kunta Kinte Barrikoff.
Good time, fun and funk. I wish the doctor would have cleaned out my trunk, though. It's dirty, very messy.
Joe McDonald, too, and the Polish Prince of Morning News. The
This
real
day,
Ed Seal.
I'm sorry for stepping on your tongue there. This day is through. Tomorrow it's
Yeah. And Sue, we had such a good time. Sweet Dick Whitting time. Fine. I got to go. I want to go. I have to go. Sweet Dick. A Whittington done. Excuse me. Always before, gentlemen, before you do a Gothic novel, you go, well, my count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're all set to go with our Gothic novel for today. Entitled, My Old Kentucky Home. The time was 1867, post-Civil War. Kentucky, of course, had fought on the side of the Confederates and had lost. Not only lost the Civil War, but people who fought in that war and those who remained at home lost everything. Antebellum South, you can see it in your minds. The old plantation, formerly known as Tara, now known as Tira, burned down, nothing more than a charred hulk. In the background, we can hear the old slave, the one who remained on the plantation grounds, Alan Bakke singing, I hear them gentle voices calling. Doctor, inside the house, Becky Lee. Becky Lee, who had for the most part been faithful to her lover that she was going to marry once the South had won the war. Becky Lee waited for Colonel John to return from the North, where he'd been held prisoner for the last 3 years. Becky looked out what was once a window up to the sky and seemed to hear a voice from above.
Becky Lee! Becky Lee! Hello, John! Oh my gosh, you're home! Alan Bakke, get out of the room. Here comes Colonel John. And with one breath, she bounded out of the house, and then...
But Colonel John was pondering something more important than the mint julep he might be drinking later, something that could prove harmful to what he thought was the pure chasteness of Becky Lee. Because Colonel John knew that the only pure hillbilly girl was one who was younger than 11 years old, or a girl who could run faster than her brothers. Becky Lee, meanwhile, was gearing up for the 1984 Olympics to be held in Pacoima.
Well, it was time for Joe Bob Ray to show up on the scene. But while he was en route, Jimmy Jack Joe was already there, courting little Becky Lee like she's never been courted before. In fact, they played a game of half-court basketball. But during the game, Colonel John came up with his bodyguard, Steve Ed Dick, who promptly took the ball away from Jimmy Jack Joe and punctured it. Then, with a sinister grin on his hairy, sweaty, pimply face, he said to Becky Lee, "Becky, my dear, now let Jimmy Jack Joe try to score."
However, I got into a southern accent there. However, Colonel John had horrible things happening to him during the war. And one of the horrible things was he had lost a leg. But he really didn't care about that at the moment. He said to Becky Lee as he ascended the steps, "Becky Lee, I is here and I don't give a damn."
And so as Colonel John looked at his lover standing on the stairs of the mansion, standing there in her beautiful chiffon flowing dress, Colonel John wearing his red badge of cowardice, asked the important question to Becky Lee, "Becky, who is buried in Grant's tomb?"
Well, try as he might, Colonel John simply could not understand Becky Lee's hesitancy at going away together for a weekend in the Catskills. "Becky Lee," he said, "there is no need to fear for your reputation, since you have none." Hurt, mortified, and outraged, Becky Lee drew out a letter opener from her loosely fitted blouse. She slashed wildly at Colonel John's kneecaps.
When suddenly into the room came Barry White, who recently had a Mexican transplant. 2 burritos with hot sauce. Well, at first, Becky Lee did not recognize Barry until he opened his mouth and said,
"Don't deny me of the things that I want."
The end. The Gothic novel for today, My Old Kentucky Home. The week of June 25, Supreme Court 4, Alan Bakke 5. The continuous wedding of Princess Caroline, David Beagleman gets probation and fine by his own employees. Governor Brown gets booze. First Polish astronaut on Russian Soyuz. City workers pay freeze. State budget tight squeeze. I've lost a friend. Ms. Pamela and men, please. A few lines as signs of a week practically no more. Let's score some clean thoughts on a dirty wall.
Hi, this is Alan Bakke. I've changed my mind about being a doctor because of the Supreme Court decision. I think I want to be a lawyer.
Hi, this is the Reverend Jesse Jackson saying to the Supreme Court, if you're ever in Watts, Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit, or Harlem, don't get sick.
This is Ed Zeal in Washington, standing with Richard Nixon in front of the Watergate Apartments. Mr. Nixon, at this moment, how do you feel?
I'm delighted to be here again, and I remember that the last time I was here was the 1973 opening day, and I hope it's a good omen.
Hi, this is Mrs. Alan Bakke. The Supreme Court voted 5-4 that I am. Alan doesn't really need a medical degree. He already has the hands of a chiropractor. He gives such great backy rubs.
Hi, this is ex-Columbia Pictures president David Beagleman. I think the court was too hard on me. A $5,000 fine and 5 years at UC Davis Medical School?
Hi, this is Peter Marshall, and welcome to Hollywood Squares. Our first question, Howard Jarvis, is, if a hooker propositioned one of America's founding fathers who wrote the Constitution, what would that be called?
Constitutional proposition.
Do you agree, Paul Lind? Yes. Because under the Second Amendment, she would have the right to bear arms, legs, bottoms, and her bosom. Jimmy Carter?
I thought the That response was very disappointing.
Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot.
Is it true that I can order a hamburger any way I want it, Mr. Burger King?
Only at the Burger King do we give you hamburgers the way you want them.
Okay. I want a Warren burger, baked.
That's Bacchied.
Not for this bit, it isn't.
I'm sorry, son, but we've already filled our quota of Warren burgers. If you really want one, I'd suggest you go to Burger Chief with either a Supreme Court decision or a note from your doctor.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Ah, this is Muhammad Ali. Does the Supreme Court decision mean that once again I have to sit in the back of the bus?
Hi, this is Gene Autry. I'm Baki in the saddle again.
Hi, this is Roman Gabriel, ex-quarterbacky of the Los Angeles Rams. I'll be glad when Alan is a doctor. He can get my knee Bucky in shape.
Of course he can, of course he can, of course he can.
Chow, this is King Tut. I hate San Francisco. I wonder if the Supreme Court can bring me Baki to Los Angeles. Chow again. I'm still dead, and probably will be until Coroner Noguchi gets Baki from vacation.
Hi, I'm Princess Carolyn of Monaco. I'm beginning to think that my mother and father don't really want me to marry Philippe. Wednesday, we were married by a civil judge. Thursday, by a Catholic priest. Today, we'll be married again by a Baptist minister. Saturday, we take our vows before a Methodist minister. Sunday, a Jewish rabbi. And then we have to wait 4 years until Alan Backey, who now wants to be a Supreme Court judge, graduates.
Of course. That makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Hi, this is Howard Jarvis. On your November ballot, vote yes on the Jarvis Princess Caroline Amendment, which will endorse commoner cause and extend your wedding forever.
Hi, this is the Lord. On Judgment Day, you will face my decision. However, now you know where I'll go on my Judgment Day. To the Supreme Court. And in another 5-4 decision, I'll lose and be sent to UC Davis Divinity School. Forever, ever, ever, ever.
Hi, this is Howard Jarvis. On your November ballot, vote yes on the Jarvis-Beagleman Amendment, which will cut apartment rents to 1%, but not over 2%. The difference will be made up by David Beagleman, who will write a check on the account of the star of your choice.
All right.
Hi, this is Governor Brown. God, I wish I were president.
Hi, this is God. Jerry, I wish I were Howard Jarvis.
Bob Crane, 1928, 1978.
The week of June 25, 1978. Richard Nixon, what did you think of this week's Clean Thoughts?
Many of them made great impressions on me.
Thank you. And what about,
Pamela McInnes.
Ed Zeal, Joe Butita,
Joe Puja.
Steve Rosenblum.
and Barry Koff.
Well, it's really great to meet celebrities.
Yes.
So long for a while, that's all the songs for a while. So long to your week's review.
And, clean thoughts. On a dirty wall. We're through.
I never want starch in the collar again because Mark... Dick, how are you?
Dick,
Dr. Harry.
Yes, Dick. Suppose you want to know about the weather once again.
If possible, Dr. Harry.
Oh, well, Dick, I told you earlier, 7 o'clock, we were giving advisories for the travelers for the weekend. The travelers. Just a warning, which I was talking on the phone with the meteorological society. They said if you're in a lake and you see 2 large teeth coming at you, it's either a shark or Dracula, and be careful, Dick, because the weather, quickly, Dick, it's going to be sunny again. It's going to be getting hotter on the weekend.
Hotter, Doctor.
Warm, very warm, near 90 degrees. We're going to look for unhealthful air quality, though, unfortunately. And you can look for me. I'll be emceeing the Fred the Cockatoo Lookalike Contest over at the Hollywood Palladium. That's it for the weather for now, Dick. Have a good day and a good weekend.
My best to Margaret and the kids, and you too.
Okay, thank you, Dick.
Dr. Harry Hagenboom and the official weather for the weekend. And I'll be here live. I don't know what happens, but he will be with us here in just a moment. Sorry. In just a moment. I'm sorry about this. All right, now, Desmond.
Well,
I can't tell you how excited, how thrilled I am. And as you know, every week, Larry calls in from Vegas and does his report, and of course his lounge act lines, which he steals from Jackie Kahane, Jackie Shore, and all of the big lounge comics over the Sunny King, and then expects us to fall over laughing on the telephone. So I have all of the guys here, Rosenblum and Kunta Kinte Pooja, and Eddie Zeal, of course, and guys, I don't think I have to tell you what to do, but first of all, I want you to meet Larry Las Vegas in person. What do you think? Eh? Wow! There really is a Larry Las Vegas. Wow. Really, I mean, that's Vegas. This is big-time show business. This isn't Valley show business. So let's say, right across from me here in the studio, from Las Vegas, but now in Los Angeles, good morning, Larry Las Vegas.
Miss, would you like to be high-rolled? I mean, meet a high roller. Miss?
Larry, Larry, excuse me, you're on here live. You don't
from
have to do
the
phone pitch.
entertainment capital of the world, Dick, from the town that goes 24 hours a day, from Sin City, from Las Vegas.
Larry, I'm sorry to bother you, but you're here. You're not on the phone, so we don't, you don't have to go through all of that. Yes. You're live, Larry.
From San Fernando, close to Las Vegas, this is Larry Las Vegas, man about town, freebie king, personal friend to the stars, and former boyfriend to Princess Caroline. Thank you.
Well, this is better than the lounges.
Well, things have certainly been happening in my town, Dick, let me tell you. Are you there, Dick? Oh, there you are. The Desert Inn has its grand opening for the local press, Dick, July 4th, and in honor of the event, they're going to let gamblers win for a change. Thank you. Well, a funny thing happened on the way down to the studio here, Dick. There's good news coming out of that Hughes will trial in Las Vegas. Although the jury voted the will a phony, they have agreed to rebury Howard Hughes right next to the pumps at Melvin Dumar's gas station.
Is that fair or is that fair?
Boy, I never got such big laughs before. Well, the big news in town, of course, we're talking about Las Vegas, even though I'm here in the San Fernando Valley, is the opening last night of TV's Wonder Woman at Caesars Palace. Wait, that wasn't a joke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right, Linda Carter, who has a reputation for, of course, buying a lot of natural foods and healthy parts of meat. In fact, you could see Carter's little liver bills. Thank you. Well, and moving right along, Robert Goulet is at the frontier with a whole brand new act written for him by Wayne Newton. And good news, by the way, for Bob, it seems he may reconcile with Carol Lawrence. The reconciliation was also written by Wayne Newton. Oh, we don't know who did the choreography, though, but we'll find out in our next report. Well, the Carpenters opened at the MGM Grand Celebrity Room. They should be through fixing the place for the Captain and Tennille, who opened July 13th. That was Carpenters.
Oh, the Carpenters!